Welcome back to Impossibly Unremarkable, a podcast hosted by myself, Jonathan Butts, and my longtime friend, co-host, and hibachi chef, Elliott Marxen.
That is right. Another episode today, and today we are just two ingrown hairs on the inside of your nose, and we hurt really bad, and we won't go away. We won't go away. Isn't that right?
Yeah, are you struggling with that right now?
No, I just, it's a problem that a lot of people have. I've suffered in the past. It's something that I have gone through, yes.
I feel like it's only happened like once or twice, but it does suck. It's just like an ongoing irritant.
Every once in a while,
That's what we are?
Sure.
All right.
We won't go away.
Yeah.
No matter how much you want us to.
Yeah.
We'll always come rolling back in, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it going?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Quite exhausted, honestly.
Why? It's the weekend.
What do you mean, why? It's Monday.
Well, it was the weekend.
It's not the weekend.
It's Monday.
He had me
you should be
second guessing.
refreshed.
It's Sunday night. No, as you know, we had you weren't there, of course.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
You opted out. Our friend group puts on an annual Survivor weekend, in which we do challenges, and it was fun, and it was just also really hot, like for 80% of the time.
Yeah, it was a hot one this weekend, yeah.
And I'm like the opposite of like a solar panel. Like the hotter I get,
less energy.
The more sun I get, the less energy I have.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it should be the opposite.
No, so all day
vitamin D should be, really perking you up.
All day Sunday I was very tired, and today it's carrying through. I'm also very tired.
Wow.
And I fucked up. Like I was putting sunblock everywhere, so I didn't really burn aside from my nose. I always burn on my nose. I didn't burn on my ears, but like my hairline is like blistering.
Blistering.
Yeah.
Why do you blister all the time? I feel like you blister a lot. Do you remember that one time we were at that cabin and I don't know if we've talked about this, like you got severe sunburn. I think we have told this story. And you had to go to you made someone's dad bring you to the emergency room,
dude,
because you were in so much pain. It
was horrible. I never ever, like, it's a self-confidence thing. I never take my shirt off, but I did when we were at the cabin, and we were like out just like sitting on a boat for like 10 hours.
Yeah,
with just the sun beating down, and so I had these really bad on both shoulders, but it was my right shoulder particularly had this really bad sunburn. I think you once described it as it looks like a pizza.
It does. It did look like a Domino's pizza or something.
And then we were playing soccer.
Yeah.
We were playing soccer like that same weekend, and our buddy Tanner like bumped into me, and I fell to the ground, and I landed on my shoulder, and when I came up, the scab had just completely torn off, and it was fucking unbearable. Did I ever tell you that like that incident directly impacted my credit score?
I don't know what that means. Oh yeah, said. I'm pretty sure you've talked about this very thing on the podcast.
It comes up every 6 months, but yeah.
How are you so sensitive? You blister like.
I mean, dude, I'm really pale.
I've never blistered from the sun.
I'm really pale. You also have.
I've peeled.
I mean, yeah, I occasionally peel.
I've been burnt.
I haven't blistered in a while, but we were out in the sun for a while, and it's. So I just shaved my head too, and so I don't have a ton of hair on top of my head, so I just like have little pockets of like blisters.
How do bald people survive in warm climates,
I thought about bringing it up as like a recommendation of the week, but I'm assuming every bald person isn't as fucking stupid as I am, and they know to put sunblock on. I
think most bald people know how to take care of their scalps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not. So
you're not on that level yet.
Doing everyone a favor. I mean, I rubbed some in, but I probably should have, gone a little harder.
You gotta keep applying.
It's honest. I don't really even look that burnt, do I?
I can't see it. You're wearing a hat though.
Just look at my nose. Is probably the baseline.
It's a little red.
Just a little red.
Little red.
That's why I was surprised, because Sunday morning when I woke up, I had already blistered.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You're sensitive.
I am very sensitive.
Guy.
Dude, when I used to get like temporary tattoos, that would like leave it like a mark for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Did you get temporary tattoos?
As a kid, you get those.
Sure. I mean, I always got them because I wanted like tattoos. Thought I looked cool. I knew I wanted to get like real tattoos.
Yeah, you knew like when you were 7?
Yeah, literally.
Really?
I was like, this is sick. I'm going to get real ones.
Didn't disappoint. You did
Look
a great
at me
job.
now. Look at me now. I'm on my way to sleeving out. That's what they call it. That's the jargon in the tattoo world.
Do you have any more planned?
Nope.
You gonna get a West-themed tattoo?
Sure. Yeah, probably. I don't really know what to get, though. I need ideas.
I can give
Sound
you
off in the. I'm just kidding. No, I need ideas for like tattoos for.
You should do
for
like
Wesley.
a
I don't know.
shitty photorealistic.
I don't
Wesley.
like those though. Like I don't like the portraits of babies, because then
Neither
the
do I.
babies grow up, and then one, the portrait doesn't look as clean as it did when you got it,
Yeah.
and then two, it's just a baby then, and you're like, hey, this is you when you were a baby. It's on my body, forever. You know.
It's true.
I'd rather get like a symbol or something to symbolize him or in something in some way,
Do his, like-
rather than an actual image of his face.
Do his like Chinese New Year animal.
Oh,
I've seen that before.
what is that?
I don't. It's your kid.
Well, there's not that many Chinese New Year. What does that even have to do with me?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I've seen a parent who had like 3 or 4 kids, and they had like a.
Like had all the animals
the
for
animal,
him. Yeah.
Although,
Maybe,
like,
that's a good idea.
If you started doing
What
that,
if he's like the rat?
yeah, that's just. I was gonna say.
They just get a rat
Just get a rat.
tattoo. Just get a rat.
Rats are pretty. Like I've like actively considered getting a raccoon somewhere on my body.
A rat tat. A raccoon.
I love raccoons.
A raccoon tattoo.
Don't
I don't
take
know.
that from me though.
No, that's cool. That's sick. A raccoon tattoo?
Yeah.
Really? Where would you get that?
Like
Like just the head or full body?
I feel like I
raccoon?
need something on my legs.
Get like something straight on your kneecap.
Yeah, just like
Just cap the knee. Start the leg sleeve.
that would feel really good.
To be one of those guys who low key has like a ton of tats, but they're all on your legs.
But then-
So when you wear shorts, people are like, "Oh my god!"
I feel like that would
You go
look
to the
really
company
strange.
picnic.
I have like one small tattoo on my arm,
Yeah.
and like nothing else above my torso, and the rest is just below. Don't you need to like wouldn't your legs just not be hairy ever if you had like a full sleeve?
No, you still grow hair.
Really?
Yes. There's hair over all
I
my
guess
tattoos.
I can hardly tell.
It's there.
You look smooth as a baby.
Well, it's there. I really look that smooth?
I don't know.
Thank
Is that a?
you.
I mean,
I don't
guess
know. Is that a
It's up to
compliment?
you to determine if it's a compliment.
Well, no. Hair does grow over tattoos. I don't know where you got that.
just because they shave
it-
you, they shave you
You
down.
think it just never grows back?
I don't know.
They tattoo your skin and then the hair just never grows back. All tattooed people are bald.
I mean, I have a scar and there's no hair in it.
Yeah, but that's deeper than a tattoo.
Is it really?
Yes.
Then why did mine hurt so bad?
Because you're a pussy.
Wow, man, I really missed this time with you.
I missed you too, man. I can't believe I wasn't invited this weekend to the Survivor games.
You-
Can't believe it.
You totally were.
All my friends betrayed me and left me in the dust. I knew they always would.
It's entirely your
Just
fault.
like I knew
It's
they
entirely your
always
fault.
would.
It would have been a joy to have you sit next to me for 20 hours as we just ride.
I would have been voted
Embarrassing.
off immediately because I got second place last year. So you know how that goes. They're like, hey, get this guy out immediately.
It's true. Kyle did win last year,
Yeah,
and he
he-
was the first one out.
He came out first. I
Just
can't believe
happened.
Kyle beat me last year. That's fucking incredible that even happened.
I voted for you.
Shout out Kyle.
I voted for you.
I just knew they would all turn on me.
I didn't turn on you.
They always do.
I didn't turn on you. I feel like you should acknowledge that.
You're right. Acknowledged. Thank you. You always have my back. You're always by my side.
And
You're the wind in my sails.
Further evidence, you're like, you didn't ask me. You kind of commanded me.
I just wanted to see if you would do it. I texted you before you came over here. I'm like, hey, bring me a Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. I just want to see if you'd bring me one.
And I did.
You did.
Did you like tell Megan you're like gonna like see what power you have over me, and then it just like played out?
I didn't even tell her I was asking you.
This was just all
I
internal.
just, in my own brain, was like, you know what? I'm just going to ask him, see if he'll bring one.
That's pretty cool.
And you did. You passed the test.
I've slowed down. We've had a 12 pack of that for about a month and a half, and
Oh.
I was like slamming them the first time.
Oh,
we
yeah.
got them, and
Well, I'm sure once you slam them so much, you know, you can't just have them all the time then.
exactly.
You eventually, the love for it wears out.
So we've switched to Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar apple pie.
What?
Yeah,
That's not real.
it is real.
What?
Yeah.
Apple pie.
Yeah.
Apple pie.
I mean, they're doing a whole dessert series. So they had strawberries and cream, apple pie, and then I think
Dr. Pepper,
you've had like
tiramisu.
you've had like a French silk pie before, right?
Yeah?
Yeah, they're doing like it's not French silk, but it's like the Dr. Pepper cream pie zero.
Isn't that just like probably like vanilla? You're making this all up. Apple pie, though.
Google Dr. Pepper cream pie, and Tell me what
I
comes
didn't even
up.
put that together. I wasn't even thinking like that.
I shouldn't have addressed it. I like how we just kind of like skated by.
I'm sorry, my mind doesn't work like that. I don't
That's fine.
think like a teenager who just sits on their phone all day watching porn and stuff. I hear the word cream pie, and I don't think what you think. I think about delicious desserts.
That's what I think of too. French silk's my favorite pie, and it is a cream-based pie.
Yeah.
For the viewers who don't know what that is,
Do not just leave it. Don't search cream pie on the internet. Well, I guess never mind. So, did you do anything else this weekend?
I didn't go to a movie theater,
Thank God.
but I've been planning on it. I'm
Please.
excited.
Just
And
don't talk
Here's
about it
something
again.
that I meant we should have talked about last week. Totally glossed over it.
Yeah.
It was 2 Sundays ago, I believe. 2 Sundays ago.
Uh-huh.
A very hard time for television consumers.
Really?
Ted Lasso ended.
Yes.
Succession ended, which I didn't watch, but I plan on watching.
Sure.
And Barry ended all in one night. When does
Wow.
that happen? When 3 like
That's true.
powerhouse
3
television
powerhouse
shows.
end in the same day.
You watched Ted Lasso, didn't you?
Yeah, I finished it. Yeah.
What did you think of the finale?
I loved it. It was great.
It was very good.
I mean, it was like the ending was how you would think it would end,
Yeah.
and I liked it.
I don't think it could have ended any
I
other
didn't
way.
want it to end any other way.
Yeah. How about Barry? Did you watch Barry?
I have not finished Barry. I have too much TV to watch. We've been watching Shrinking. It's this Apple TV show with Jason Segel.
Oh, I know
is
what
it?
you're talking about. My mind immediately went to that movie. I can't.
Oh, the one with where who's it? Matt Damon, where he shrinks into a
Yeah.
little person. Yeah, that movie sucks. Into a tiny miniature person. No, this is Shrinking. It's Jason Segel. He plays a therapist whose wife has just passed, and he's struggling to maintain a relationship with his daughter and his coworkers and keeping his life together. He's trying to move forward, and it's a good show. It's kind of sad, but also kind of feel good and silly.
How many seasons?
I think it's just the one right now.
Are there
I think
gonna
there's
be
10
more?
episodes. I don't know. Hopefully. I think it's good. Would recommend. Harrison Ford's in it.
Really?
Yeah, he plays like another therapist guy who kind of mentors Jason Segel.
Is he grumpy?
Kind of, yeah.
Nice.
Sort of like the grumpy old man archetype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I strive for. I mean, I'm like half there. I'm already grumpy. I'm just not old.
You
yet.
are already grumpy, yeah.
I'm pretty grumpy.
You're a big grump.
Huge grump.
Huge grump. Johnny Grumps. Johnny Grumps. Anyways, so I went to an engagement party this weekend. Shout out Jonathan and Emma, big listeners of the show. Shout out Jonathan, you rock. Congratulations, guys. The party was amazing. It was fun. Great celebrating them. Got to take Wesley there. Got to see all the family on Megan's side and meet Jonathan's family. So that was fun. Good group of people. Had a blast. That's it. I just wanted to shout them out. Make sure Jonathan got a good shout out.
Thanks for the invite, guys.
Oh, they got Wesley these awesome baby gifts because they'd got him the gifts before, but they weren't able to come to any of the showers or whatever, anything.
Yeah.
And because they live in Indiana. Anyways, so then they gave us all the gifts, and they got him like these books. And Jonathan and Emma are both super intelligent humans, so they're getting like their PhDs and shit. Like Jonathan's gonna be like a rocket scientist or something. Anyways, so they get him these baby books, and they are like science books for babies. So it's quantum physics for babies.
Oh, I've seen those.
Newtonian physics for babies. Rocket science for babies.
If I got you a political science for babies, would you?
Absolutely.
Oh, sweet.
I already read him Newtonian physics. Honestly, it's helpful for me because I don't fully understand it. So it actually really simplifies it and helps me fully understand what I'm trying to explain to the little guy, you know?
I've seen like computer science for babies. Those are very cool brand of books.
Yeah, you know? I feel like it's actually useful, you know? He can soak up some of that knowledge and become a smart little person.
Did you give them some impossibly unremarkable dishware for their engagement?
No, do we have that?
Of course.
I'll get it to them. I'll get it to you.
We've partnered with Rachel Ray to bring you the finest quartz
Rachel
dishware.
Quartz. It's made of quartz.
I think it would be real. You know, I
It
mean,
would have been funny if we partnered with what's that one racist country cook lady?
What?
What was her name?
Oh,
Do you know?
Paula Deen?
Well,
That would have been cool.
I don't know. It would have been funnier. We're partnering with Paula Deen for her big comeback. She agreed to make our dishware.
Totally forgot about her.
Me too, until right now.
So I have cable, but I never
We
watch
don't support her.
But this just got me thinking of like, you know, when you were a kid, and maybe this didn't happen to you. You had cable, yeah, or no?
Yeah.
And did you
What
ever
was I,
wake
poor?
up? Did you ever wake up at like 4 a.m. and it's like suddenly like a show where this guy is just like surrounded by a bunch of like jewelry or like knives, and he's just like selling you stuff, and he's like, call in to get this beautiful 6-piece.
Yeah.
That I want to do that.
You want to be Do they still do that?
I don't know. 'Cause
What
I
are
haven't.
those shows called? There's like a name for them where they're just like selling you stuff. They're like, look at this beautiful knife set. It's made of sterling titanium steel and these engraved wood oak handles.
See, we could both do
Take
it.
these home for $19.99 plus tax.
We could sell the shit out of that crap, but I don't know if they're still in operation.
I mean, I feel like the only market for that is like old people who are up and have nothing else going on, and they just want to spend their money.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those shows absolutely target and like kind of take advantage
That
of
kind of demographic, yeah.
But what we would do differently is we would go for all markets. We'd get everybody.
Yeah.
We'd pay for like a primetime Super Bowl spot. 30 seconds, we just sell you whatever we
We're
can.
doing well in this scenario.
Yeah, we're doing really, really well in this.
Yeah,
scenario.
yeah. Oh, well.
And it all starts with the Quartz
The Quartz.
dishware.
I mean, everyone knows that Quartz is the best surface.
This is not Quartz, right?
This is not Quartz. This is fake something or another. Yeah, Quartz is top shit. If you get a countertop, make it Quartz. It's also expensive as hell, so
So it wasn't cheap, Jonathan and Emma. Just
it wasn't cheap.
putting that out
It wasn't
there.
cheap. So when we give you those dishes made of quartz, wasn't cheap. The other thing that happened to me this weekend, Megan, my wife, gave me an early Father's Day gift. She gifted me a Blackstone grill, I believe. Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you call it a grill?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, it's a Blackstone. So essentially, it's just this it's like at a hibachi grill, what they kind of have, right? Except they kind of have a large version of it. It's a smaller grill-sized version that just sits on my deck, so I can grill up my chicken and my stuff and make a bunch of food. So now we've been cooking outside every day. It's amazing.
Maybe griddle is the closer.
Griddle? Yeah, that's
maybe
probably a better
probably
word for
closer
it.
term. But man, I'm so when I saw that, I was
It's
so
awesome.
fucking jealous.
It's so awesome.
Blackstones are so cool.
It's amazing. I mean, it's super easy to use too, and I'm an idiot, so I figured it out, and it was great. But I've just been cooking up. The first day we didn't have much stuff around the house. We just kind of cooked what we could, grabbed some like chicken sausage and veggies, cooked that shit up. It was real nice. But today, Megan went out and got some stuff at the grocery store, and we made some chicken fried rice.
That sounds really good.
It was incredible.
Would have loved an invite.
I literally invited you. I texted you, hey, do you want to come over early, have some chicken fried rice? It'll be delicious. You said, no, I'll pass. And I said, wow, why don't you want to come over? And you said, oh, because I don't like your baby or the way your house smells. Your house smells really weird. It smells damp and kind of musty, and I don't like that. It kind of makes my nose irritated, makes me sneeze a lot, and I don't like that. And I texted back, what the hell are you talking about? We clean the house every day. It's not musty. I swear to God. We keep it clean. And you said, nope, it's not clean. Not clean to me. Not as clean as we keep our house. And then I said, okay, fine. Go fuck yourself. And then you said, fine. See ya. That whole conversation happened.
Only half of that was true. I'll let you, the viewer, decide which
I
half.
fabricated a little bit, yeah.
I just have a thing with
Oh,
with people
that's right.
inviting
You
me
don't
over.
like coming over to eat at people's houses for some
now,
reason?
if you said, "Hey, do you want to come over an hour early and just sit in my basement while I'm upstairs and eating with my family?" then I would have been there.
That's so much weirder, man.
No, that's pretty normal.
Just take the invite and eat at my house. Eat my dinner that I cooked for you.
No, next time you do, like, if you did like a steak and hibachi noodle, like a filet mignon, and
Filet mignon?
probably throw on like some mussels or
mussels,
lobster,
scallops.
I would love scallop.
Okay, love a good
So
scallop.
if you said that, I would be totally.
We
there.
got scallops on the griddle. We got
I bet that's
scallops on
so
there.
easy. I first
Everything's easy on the Blackstone.
I first discovered the
You
Blackstone.
can cook anything on the Blackstone.
There was this guy on TikTok. He's still on TikTok, but he was like this suburban white dad
Yeah.
that just like put a video every day of him making this just beautiful fucking meal for his family, and it was always on the Blackstone.
On the Blackstone.
And then recently, like, he fell from grace. He sold out. I think he no longer uses his Blackstone, and he's
Why?
sponsored by some other separate company. that has like a competing product, and he uses that.
They bought him out.
So I feel like I'd have to pull back my support because there was like a connection there.
Yeah. No, I get that though. Hey, if there's a competing company out there that wants me to make videos with your product, I'll sell my Blackstone tomorrow.
You have the Blackstone for 2 days.
We sold it. I am now a proud owner of a Flamestone. I don't know what the other brands are.
A Cold Stone.
Ooh.
Cold Stone sponsors
Cold
you. You just get
Stone.
like a...
I just make ice cream every day. We eat cold meals every day.
I didn't know that was like a literal thing. Like
Yeah.
a literal actual cold
A
stone.
cold stone. It's a literal stone that's cold.
Kind of like the Rosetta Stone.
Sort of like the Rosetta Stone.
Kind of like the sword and the stone.
Kind of like the Sorcerer's Stone.
That was a good one.
Thanks, man.
That was better than sword and the stone.
Yeah. 'Cause yours made no sense.
I just found something out today.
What?
And I think it's very interesting.
Sure.
I think you'll find it very interesting.
I hope so.
So I'm gonna name off 2 of your favorite games of all time.
Okay.
And I'm gonna talk about how they're intrinsically linked to one another.
Oh.
Skyrim.
Yes.
Madden.
How are those two linked?
They are linked in that Bethesda, the company that created Skyrim,
Yes.
for those uninitiated, it's the probably top 3 greatest video
Sure.
games of all time.
Uh-huh.
When they were starting out, they created this game called Gridiron, which was albeit like, 2D
Like
football
a simplified football game, yeah.
simplified football game, but it used like a more modern physics engine
Sure.
rather than like a numbers numbers game, like random number generation or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
I'm not a game developer. I'm just giving
Me
you
neither.
the meat and potatoes, no broth.
Okay.
But they made this game, and as they were making this game, they got approached by this other company, kind of a smaller, lesser known at the time, called EA Sports.
Yep.
And like, shit, we love the way you're making this game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's collaborate. And so they were collaborating. And then eventually, EA Sports bought the rights to produce the Gridiron games. And then they discontinued those games because they're like, you know what? We're going to keep with our Madden game instead. And so they kind of took it from there and built Madden out.
Oh.
And then Bethesda was starting to not get very popular, and so they came out with this new RPG in the Elder Scrolls realm. And they just kept churning it out and eventually found some success with like Morrowind and then Oblivion and, of course, Skyrim.
Wow. So, without EA Sports and Madden, we would never have Skyrim.
Or another way to look at it, without Bethesda and Gridiron, we might not have Madden.
That too.
You can't. To me, those are like the two opposite ends of the video game nerd
Yeah, that's
spectrum.
really weird that those are connected that way. That's
Yeah.
pretty. That is interesting.
Right?
That's a fun little nugget.
That's why I wanted to share it
That's
with
a
you.
fun nugget you just brought to the table.
I was,
You know what you can cook nuggets on? A Blackstone.
That'd be so cool.
Get yourself a Blackstone.
I should get a Blackstone for my apartment, but I just have like no proper ventilation, so use it once and then just like kind of die of
Just open up the
smoke
windows.
inhalation. No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to go. You also need a propane tank, so
Yeah, those are easy to find.
just have that in your apartment. I don't know if you're supposed to have propane in the apartment.
I don't think my landlord watches.
You're right.
And if you
Probably
do,
doesn't.
what the hell is a miscellaneous $5 administrative fee? Come on.
Yeah, let's
Fuck
get to the
you.
bottom of that. Yeah. Anyways, I totally understand why Dad's grill now. It's great. My wife and baby and dog will be inside. The baby will be crying. The dog will be barking. And I'll be outside with my headphones on, just cooking away in my own little world.
Yeah, I got sent
My
a video of you.
own
You had
great
your
escape.
AirPods on and you're doing the whole.
Yeah, I was doing the fake, like,
It looks real.
like hibachi.
Have you made chicken fried rice before?
No, not like that.
How easy? Like scale of 1 to 10.
Super easy.
Yeah.
I mean, we watched a video.
It's the beauty of the world we live in. Don't know how to do something?
You just get the ingredients and just throw it on there.
Yeah.
It tasted fine.
Just fine.
Tastes fine. I could have used some onions. We didn't have onions. We should have had some onions. Because that really takes some chicken fried rice to the next level.
You could have done the volcano.
The volcano. Yeah, I'll practice.
Okay.
I want to have everyone over. Have like a nice little Blackstone grill out.
Yeah, just invite me next time.
Make some burgies. Make some dogs.
I think that's gonna be so fun.
some
Just
brats.
so simple to make so much food at a single time.
Oh, yeah.
Can you like regulate temperature of different parts of the surface? Or
There's
is it
just
all
two sides of it.
Two sides. Okay.
So, yes, you could have one side cooler than the other, but yeah.
And is it burn proof? Like if I put my hands on it like this?
Yeah, you won't get burnt.
Wow.
Just kidding. You totally would. It gets really hot, actually. Never touch your Blackstone.
Isn't there like some sort of cooking surface that like, it's like, is it induction or like the heat only transfers if it's using a certain type of pan?
I think that does exist, but that is not the Blackstone.
Oh, okay.
That is
because last time I put my hands on a Blackstone, it hurt. And I got blisters, like we talked about.
Yeah, and you blister easy, as we all know, so.
I've got a recommendation of the week.
Okay.
It's very simple. It's very simple.
Okay.
But it's a single song. One song.
One song.
One song that's been in my brain, mostly because of TikTok marketing ads.
Okay. So they've gotten to you.
Have you heard of the band Daft Punk?
I have.
Yeah. I was never a huge fan. It's just not really my style. Although when they did the album for Tron Legacy, which
okay, yeah.
I actually love that movie. So if you don't like that movie, go fuck yourself.
I saw it once. Don't have any thoughts on it.
It has a very good soundtrack. Like the soundtrack.
I do remember the
fits
soundtrack
perfect.
coming out at the time.
And so I have that on my phone. But Daft Punk, I mean, I think they broke up or like they retired
recently
a couple of years ago or
stopped
fairly
making
recently.
music.
But they released a song that they had shelved from 2013. It's called Infinity Repeating.
Ooh.
And it's just a very calm, beautiful song.
Sure.
And it also has like this beat that's, in a very weird way, the perfect song to play when you're walking.
Okay.
So next time you're like
Puts
working
a little
out,
bounce in your step.
yeah, put on Infinity Repeating by Daft Punk, featuring it's like Julian Casablancas, I think is his name.
I don't know if that is.
I think that's his name.
Cool.
But that's my
It's a
recommendation.
good song.
I've been holding on to it. When to plop it down on the table for
You
you.
just flopped it out for all of us to see.
Yeah.
Open the kimono.
And I want you to report back on my last week recommendation of I Think You Should Leave. Tell the audience what you thought.
Oh yeah, I did watch that. It's amazing. It's awesome. I actually really loved it. I hadn't seen it at any of it before, and there's 3 seasons, so it's been happening without my knowledge.
It's been happening.
It's a hilarious sketch comedy show. His recommendation last week, L stamp of approval.
So I discovered it last year when it was just season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Loved it. And then now that season 3 has come out, like it made me have this realization that's like, that's what I want to do for like a job forever.
Yeah? Just like write sketches.
Write sketches, maybe even be in sketches and just be fucking weird.
Yeah.
And some of them don't always hit as hard.
That's true.
But there's a lot of just like very, very, very good.
But like, because it's almost like it flows, like it's like waves, right? Because it like, you'll see a sketch and it's like, oh, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then the next sketch is like, oh, that's pretty good. And then once it hits like a really good sketch that just has you laughing and dying and just like quoting it.
Did you polish it off? Have you finished all 3?
I've finished all 3 seasons because it's really easy. They're like
yeah.
15-minute episodes.
Yeah, it's
So
very
you can
short.
just rip through it so fast.
There's 18 total episodes, I think. It's
yeah,
6 episodes.
6
per
episodes
season.
a season. Love it. Honestly, there's not enough of it. I needed more.
I know.
It's so good.
I hope they keep churning it out, but
Yeah, me
it's
too.
very high quality. Some people are off put, and I won't name names, but I have a friend who refuses to watch because he thinks Tim Robinson is really, really ugly,
I don't get that.
which is sad.
I mean, first of all, I wouldn't not watch something because someone's ugly. I mean, I don't refuse to watch anything like Steve Buscemi's in, and come on, that guy's not like any Brad Pitt looking. He's not Brad Pitt.
The reality of life
Tim
is
Robinson
that
looks fine.
there are a lot of, me being one of them, there are a lot of like not as attractive people in the world.
Yeah. And I know who you're talking about. And this guy, you think you're a regular Oscar Isaac?
Whoa.
You think you're a
This is
you-
not
you think-
saying anything about their appearance.
You think you're a John Cena?
It's just let's rein in the
You think
the shallowness.
You're as good looking as like as Michael B. Jordan? You think you're like some kind of big shot, like you're Henry Cavill?
Henry Cavill.
You think you're a regular Jim Carrey out here?
I don't know that I would. I think Jim
You think
Carrey is
that
more
you-
handsome now that he's older.
You think that you are like a Harrison Ford type? You think
He can go all day.
you're no Craig Robinson, buddy?
He is handsome.
The point is that everyone is handsome to somebody.
No,
That's
no.
what I really
the
want you to
real
take
the
away.
real point here is even ugly people can do good things sometimes.
Sometimes.
And that's, I think you should leave. But I don't even think he's not like ugly, you know?
I don't even think he looks fine. He looks just kind of like a normal guy.
Yeah. He's like,
Yeah, I mean, I guess his nose is a little big.
If you asked like an AI image generator to like make a white guy, he would probably
He's
like
kind
be
of
one
like
of the
an
four
AI
options
generated
it
white guy.
generates.
Yeah.
And
Plain white man.
Nothing wrong with that.
He looks fine.
I'm not a standout fella either, you know. But I don't know that an AI could create me.
Sort of looks like a Sims character if the person creating it isn't very creative.
That's true. If they started at the hair and like selected a hairstyle, and the rest was like defaulted to like a white guy, and they're like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna.
You know what? I just want to play the game.
I want to play.
You know
Let's
what?
get right in.
I'm tired of creating a character. I just want to get into the gameplay.
And it automatically selects the name Tim.
Yeah, it just says Tim.
But great show.
Great show.
My
recommendation.
Yeah. Not to hijack your time. Tell me all about your recommendation.
My recommendation of the week. So this week I had the pleasure of, for the first time, eating Detroit-style pizza.
What the fuck? What do you mean the first time?
I've never had Detroit-style pizza in my life.
Where'd you have it from?
So me and my wife and my baby, we went on what we call the family date day. Is this my life?
You're so fucking corny.
A family date day. So we all went out to this fun place in Minneapolis. I forget what it was called. It's some like eatery or some place. It's actually really cool. We should go there sometime. They have like it's like one of those places where you give them your card and then they hand you a card to like tap stuff. Except it's not just beer and drinks and stuff. There's also like restaurants that you can go to and then you pay with the card and it's all on one tap. So it's super nice and convenient. But you can go to these different places. They have like a Korean place, a pizza place, a bunch of different places. I also tried some like noodle Korean thing too. It was really good. Anyways, Megan got this pizza and it was way bigger than she thought it would be. So she thought it was going to be for like one person. It was clear for like two people. So she's like, you got to help me eat this. I'm like, okay, I'll help you eat it. All right, whatever. I'll eat it. Fine. I don't always eat pizza, but I'll do it. And that looks really good. It was this Detroit style pizza topped with like jalapenos and sweetened pepperonis and some other things. And it's amazing. So I'm going to read the description of Detroit-style pizza because I had to look it up because I couldn't accurately describe this.
Have you had Jets Pizza?
No.
Oh, they're around. They do a good Detroit-style pizza.
Detroit-style pizza is a rectangular pan pizza with a thick, crisp, chewy crust. It is traditionally topped to the edges with Wisconsin brick cheese, which caramelizes against the high-sided, heavyweight, rectangular pan. That's it.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was great.
See,
it might be my favorite style of pizza now.
I have family from Detroit, and so I've been to Detroit many times.
So you knew about this?
Oh, yeah.
You've known about Detroit style.
But only in the last year did I discover Jets Pizza, which I'm assuming is not going to be as bougie as whatever place you were just at.
I don't know.
But like your classic pizzeria. Jets does a great Detroit style.
Okay.
And I agree with you. It's really good, and the texture of the crunch that you get, the crispiness of the sides just kind of takes it to a whole nother level.
Right. Look, and I don't even know the quality compared to other Detroit-style pizzas that this place was, so I don't even know if I've had the best. So I would love to try some more. I'd love some recommendations for the best pizzas. Jets, put it on the list. But, I mean, I've had pizza in New York. I've had pizza in Chicago.
That's where I'll say Chicago-style pizza is not very good.
No, it's too much. It's like a huge, thick cake of pizza.
And it's
too much.
80% sauce, if I remember like the last Chicago slice.
It's a lot of sauce. They're saucy in Chicago. Anyways, Detroit might be the best. And that might be a hot take for some of you pizza lovers out there. But Detroit-style pizza is the pizza for you and me. SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked up on that one.
You picked up.
Very good.
Picked it up.
Very good work.
Picked it. Thanks, man.
Great rec.
Yeah. Yeah. So get out there, try some Detroit-style pizza.
Although I'll caution you.
Yeah.
One of the last Jets I went to, the man behind the counter was very belligerent.
Okay.
It was like scarily belligerent for like someone just...
Like he was drunk?
No, he was just really angry. Like, so there was a fairly long line, but it was like a mix of people who were going in there to like order, and then a mix of like people going to pick up.
Yeah.
And so this older gentleman goes up, and I don't remember his name. We'll just say his name is Gerald or whatever.
Sure, Gerald.
And he's like, I'm here to pick up. My name's Gerald. And the guy's like, you got to speak up, buddy. It's really loud back here. You got to speak up. And he's like, Gerald, he's like, I don't have that name. You're gonna have to give me a name that matches one of these boxes. And I'm like, this guy is like,
Oh my God.
like in his 70s. Leave him alone. He's just trying to get his pizza.
Poor Gerald.
And literally at one point within that interaction, the guy's like, I can't do this. Tom, come relieve me. Come take over. And this other guy was like, yeah, I'll help you find your pizza. And this, so they switched roles. He started helping make pizzas.
Wow.
So by the time I got up there, I'm like, thanks, Jonathan.
I think I'm on the list.
A receipt. And I got my pizza, no problem. But man, that guy was like,
he was just having a day, man. He just clearly had been dealing with some people, and Gerald was the final straw.
you think he was like in the middle of storming Normandy.
I can't do this. I can't do this,
With
Gerald.
the level of stress and angst coming out of him,
Yeah.
you'd think he's in a battlefield instead of just like a pizza joint in a
Like,
Minneapolis suburb.
Hey, man, it's not that deep.
No,
It's just pizza.
But other than that, Jets, great pizza.
Jets, great pizza.
I believe it's time for question of the day.
Question of the day. What?
For a second, I remembered that we didn't talk about who had what, and I was like really nervous that you were just gonna be like waiting for me, to say the question. But go.
What is your biggest regret?
My biggest regret.
I know you probably have too many to count.
Oh,
Probably too many. Probably too many things going on right now in your brain.
so I would say, if I could do it again, I don't know that I would have picked political science as a major.
Oh,
I don't know what I would say in place of it.
no.
College as a whole might be one of those regrets.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say I don't like some of the best people I know on this planet I met through college.
Yeah.
And so that was worth going into debt for. But if you had like taken away like the friends that I made, it absolutely was not worth the crushing, lasting impact of the debt that I have
And the trauma.
and the trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
So you just went into debt for friends.
pretty much.
For friendship.
Yeah.
You paid for friendship.
I did pay for friendship. Not unlike some people I know.
What do you mean? I'm in debt too.
Yeah, but you pay for dad friends, so like we're not basically on the same level.
Oh, you're talking about my dad friend.
I'm assuming your dad friends were the cost of a college tuition for you.
Just shy.
One of
Just
my,
shy of a semester, probably.
one of my other regrets, which runs kind of counterintuitive to my first regret, is
Okay.
that I graduated in 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
A huge part of me wishes I had stayed for 4 years. Because
yeah.
that semester that I missed out when like everyone,
That was the best semester of all time.
including my now fiance, were just still in Wisconsin, continuing her education, and I was like back
Yep.
home, unemployed in Minnesota, like living with my mom, playing Fortnite. So when I graduated in late December, it was like, cool, this is cool. I had like looked into some jobs, but it like wasn't like immediate. Like I need to get a job.
Yeah.
And nothing was really catching my eye, and I'm like, I can't really do anything with political science unless I wanted to get into teaching, which would require more education, or get into law, which would require, taking the LSAT and then getting more into that.
More education. Yeah.
And so for the first like 2 weeks of waking up at 11 and playing Fortnite until I went to bed,
That was your life?
yeah, it was
I feel
like,
like
wow.
I had no idea what was going on with you at that point.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is awesome. And then it sank in. It's like, wow, this sucks. No part of this is good. Like I would, Emily would text me when you guys are going out, and I'm like, wow, this is really lonely and really horrible. And I'm like, I need a job. I need to get a job fast. And then I did. And then it's, gotten better. And then you guys graduated, and it was like, okay, we reset. A lot of you came, back to Minnesota, so it was okay. But yeah, I would say that's probably one of the bigger two.
It would have been nice to have you there for that last semester. I can imagine it being really sad when you're just sitting at home, playing your video games with your dogs, just sitting there by your side. You have no one there to talk to or
Now
keep
that's
you company.
one thing I don't regret. I mean, I would take more time with my dogs at any point.
But I was just going to say, we would always just go out to the bars and then probably send you pictures like, hey, look where we're at. Look who we're out with. Woo, we're having so much fun.
It was kind of that for 5 months.
Yeah.
So it got.
I mean, that was all that my last semester of college was just
got progressively
go to the bars and
progressively older and
hanging out.
I did take solace knowing that like a couple other people had also graduated. So I was like, I'm not the only one.
Yeah, there was a couple.
But those people I think had jobs right out of college, so they actually kept busy. But like I said, once I had a job, it was like, okay, I'm at least a functional member of society, and I'm reduced to like Fortnite 3 hours a day instead of 12 or whatever.
Yeah, that's good.
I was really good at Fortnite at that point.
Oh, dude, I bet.
Top of my game.
Top of his game.
What are your regrets?
Happiest he's ever been. Just kidding. I wish I could have married my wife sooner.
All right, that is the
wish I could have
sweetest thing I've ever heard.
Wish I could have. I wish I could have had my child sooner.
You didn't think about this.
I wish
you assumed I would talk about my regrets for 20 minutes.
I wish I would have had Detroit style pizza before this week. It's a huge regret.
So really, all your regrets are like lost time.
Well, I was actually going to say a similar thing to you. I feel like I would have done something different in college in terms of my major. I mean, I like where I'm at right now. It's fine. Like I like what I'm doing. I like my situation. Everything worked out, right? But I feel like if I could turn back time, go back in time, go back to the beginning of college and pick a different major, I probably would have picked something other than business because, I mean, now the jobs I'm doing are fine. Like, I like it, it's fine. But, like, in terms of actual education and, like, what I was doing in my classes and what I was learning, I would have been far more interested in, like, English or history or something that is far less useful but would have been a lot more fun.
Yeah, I think I would have loved to do like writing or creative writing.
Yeah.
And if it was like now thinking back even further, like if I had picked a different college, I would have loved to like get into some like film school.
Yeah. Or like I always think because I was in choir my first year of college, if I'd continued that or like transitioned to like a music major of some kind because I was something I was always considering, but then I ended up shifting to business because I wanted to get a job and make money and be a big shot. I sold out. So I always wonder if that's something that I should have done. So I'd say I regret at least not exploring that option.
You were approached by a private school that has a focus on music in high school.
I was.
Yeah.
I actually forgot that happened. That's interesting you bring that up.
I will always remember that.
Choir, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it was because we were like good that year or something. I really have no idea. Whatever. This random company that for a network that no longer exists, the Dance Network.
The Dance Network.
The Dance Network does not exist anymore.
I actually tried to find that
the clip,
that clip
episode.
Yeah,
doesn't exist.
Could not.
Doesn't exist. It's off the internet. Apparently, that's hard, that's easy to get off the internet. Whatever. That was my only claim to fame. The only time I've been on television. But they came to our school to film us because they wanted to include us in this documentary or episodes they were making docuseries on show choir, different show choirs across the country, and we
should have
were
been
one
the first
that they selected.
Hint that their network wasn't going to last long.
Because nobody cares about show choir.
Yeah, no one's going to tune into
the
like
Dance Network,
high school.
Well, we thought it was cool.
I mean, it was absolutely cool. I remember watching that clip, and I appear very briefly, and I think I rewatched it when I was in college. I look emaciated. I look
emaciated.
I look like I hadn't eaten in like 5 months.
You were very thin.
Very thin.
Actually, that's actually why the guy pulled me aside. He wasn't. I lied to you. He didn't offer me anything. He actually said, "Is your friend over there okay?
Is he alive?
He looks like he's like dying inside and out." But no. So
yeah.
they were filming us all day. Like I remember they came to our choir class. They filmed us like doing show choir practice or whatever. It was kind of weird because the season had like ended. So
yeah,
the
season was over.
Did a fake practice so they could film us. It was super odd, but I guess that's just how they do it. And there was a point where they were like interviewing us because they had this host guy. So they were asking us questions. And then I started talking. I don't remember what they asked me or what was going on. But then somehow I ended up like freestyle rapping.
Yeah.
I obviously had whatever. I for some reason told them that I can freestyle rap. And then our friend Tyler starts beatboxing. And then I just start freestyle rapping, and I think it went pretty well.
It went, for what it was, it went pretty damn well.
And then all of a sudden, the producer guy, or the guy who's like in charge of this whole thing, he points to me and he like gives me this finger to like wave me over, and I'm like, okay, all right. Hello, Mr. Dance Network man. Apparently, he was the dean at this school in Tennessee that was like this Christian music school.
Yeah.
So it was like this school where you go and you just do music. Like all day, that's all you do. Your classes are just like guitar lessons, recording. Like, I don't even know because I didn't go. But he's like the dean of that school. So he's like, hey, send in a tape and you can come to our school. Because he had to send in like an audition tape or whatever. He's like, just do that and send it in. And I was like, okay. But I had already accepted an offer to our Eau Claire where we went. And I was like, do I want to move to Tennessee? Do I want to go to a Christian music school where I don't know anybody? Like, how's this going to go? And ultimately, I don't know if it would have worked out. I mean, I don't know, man.
I'm just thinking, like, your life would be fundamentally different.
So different.
Completely different.
I would be living in a different place. I wouldn't have met any of the people that I know now.
And you wouldn't have gone to Survivor this weekend.
That wouldn't have changed. No, I wouldn't have been there this weekend. No, either way, I wouldn't have been because I wasn't invited. My friends turned their backs on me. Sort of like God turned his back on Jesus when he was on the cross.
Yeah.
That was me.
An apt comparison.
Yeah.
Not at all blasphemous.
Wow.
Wow.
Just so you can get perspective of how I felt when my friends turned their backs on me.
Now I get it.
Yeah, no, my life would have been totally different if I accepted that offer and went out to Tennessee to do that.
You would have been married at like 20.
No, I probably would have been dead. I probably...
Because you went to a Christian music school?
I probably would have fallen into a deep, dark, depressive hole, and my drinking would have escalated far worse than it already had.
I'm going to offer a spin of this. I think you would have never picked up the bottle. I think you would be touring in a five-man Christian rap quintuplet.
I don't know what that means. I do remember he said, we only have 2 other people who do rap at our school, and you're better than both of them. I remember going, there can't be that good, dude. I'm not very good at this.
I remember one. I feel like one of your fears was that you wouldn't be able to like do what you want to do or be yourself because you are in a Christian environment.
It would have been like, oh, we make Christian music. And I was like, I don't want to make Christian music. Like, I don't want to do that. I mean, I guess it could have been a foot in the door, right? But
yeah,
you never know. Biggest regret.
I just like to imagine.
I forget what it was called. It was like something really. It was like music school of Nazareth and Christ or some weird shit. Like it was like.
I'm just imagining you with like short hair and like one of those like, I don't know, like onyx crosses, like a deep black cross, and no tattoos.
I don't know. Who knows? Or I would have just taken my skills, broken off from the scene, and made my own thing and been cool.
Would you have contacted me?
Sure.
Yes.
Probably. We probably still would have been friends.
Okay, good. All right.
Unless I got too big, I would have probably left you in the dust.
All right. That's okay. Thanks for thinking of me.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, so that's biggest regrets.
Not going to Christian music school. Glad we're on the...
It could have been cool.
It could have been cool.
Could have been awesome.
Could have been awesome.
Who knows? We'll never know.
All right, I have a great bizarre news segment for you.
All right, please.
And it's going to differ in that it's not really just me dropping a single event on you and we discuss it a little bit. I'm going to talk to you about... I'm assuming you've heard of this phenomenon sweeping the social media spheres.
Okay. I thought that's what it was. I thought you just said, I'm sure you've heard of sweeping. It's like, I don't know what you mean. Is this a TikTok trend? What is this?
Have you heard of Baby Gronk?
Yes, I've heard of Baby Gronk.
I want to talk about Baby Gronk.
Let's talk about Baby Gronk.
For the uninitiated, Baby Gronk is a 10-year-old. He's a kid.
Yeah.
But he is taller and beefier than your average 10-year-old.
Sort of.
And he's essentially been groomed since, like, prior to birth by his wackadoo father.
Yes.
Who's like, I'm going to breed the next great NFL player.
Yeah.
And he's had this plan lined out for this kid for a very, very long time. Like I said, since before his birth.
Right.
And now it's coming to fruition. Baby Gronk has been touring some of the top powerhouse football colleges in the nation.
Yep.
And the funniest thing that I found out of this is that a lot of people in sports media, like Barstool, John Boy, you know, if familiar with any of those, all of them are like coming out and being like, yeah, Baby Gronk's dad like messaged me like 2 months ago and I never replied to him, but he was like, hey, you got to get in on this. my son's the next big thing. Should we do an interview? And there was like just a chain of all these different sports media people being like, this guy's father is so fucking weird.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk to you about that because now that you are a father, is this something that you would explore?
Not this exact thing. So the thing that's weird about Baby Gronk, and well, not Baby Gronk. Baby Gronk's just a child.
That's the thing. He's just a child.
Is an innocent part of this because he is just a child and he is just doing what his dad.
Do you know his first name?
I have no idea what his real name is.
His real first name is Madden.
You're kidding.
I am not kidding. His real first
his
name
dad is a psycho.
Yes.
So what I've heard about this dad is it's more about like the social media. Like he's trying to like build him up into this big social media entity, right?
Yeah.
But the thing that is wrong, very wrong about this is that he's painting him as like this villain. Like his own child is like this villainous figure. like why are you painting your kid like this? Like his kid goes around talking shit like I'm better than you or like whatever. I don't know. Probably just doing whatever his dad tells him to do. But like I've been watching all these sports people talk about this and they're all on the same page. Like, look, it's okay to like want your kid to be a professional athlete or play D1 or whatever, and if they like this sport, like they can play it, but like it's just a kid. They need to be a child, and like once he grows up, once he hits like an actual age where he can get hurt in football, and all these kids are like, you've been talking shit for years. Like, we're going to just wreck you on the field. He's going to get, like, fucking schmacked on the field.
Yeah,
and he's going to be a target in every game because people are going to be like, that's Baby Gronk. Fuck him up. You know what I mean? Like, he's painting a target on his own kid's back and villainizing him in the eyes of the public. And all for what? So he can be this big social media presence and apparently he said something like his kid's going to be like set for life by the time he turns 18 because of this thing that he's built.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
That was from an interview I was reading in which he was basically, saying the exact thing, which is he was acknowledging that it is very tough for someone to become a football player like in the NFL.
Yeah.
Tough to make it there. But that he was really trying to his main focus with this kid is that he wanted it to be like there's this gymnast named Livy Dunn who makes like millions. She's a D1 gymnast, but she's just getting partnerships. She's on all the major social media platforms. He basically wants his kid to be that, which in a vacuum, in a bubble, outside of society, like that is an okay thing to want for your kid to
you
be
want your
set
kid to
for
be
life.
Successful. You want them to be comfortable.
But the reality is you're whoring out your child. You've predetermined what they're going to be doing. Like, what if Baby Gronk wanted to be Baby Da Vinci? Like, what if he wanted to be Baby Da Baby? He wanted to be
Baby Da Baby.
He wanted to be a rapper. Maybe he wanted to paint. Maybe he wants to be a writer. Maybe he doesn't want to be called Baby Gronk. I think that would be the thing that would piss me most off.
Yeah.
If I was like a kid, maybe when I'm 10, like it's cute.
Sure.
But if you're like 15 and your identity is like tied to another human being that you don't know whatsoever. Like if people called you,
once he hits 20 and people are still calling him Baby Gronk, that kid's gonna grow up and hate his dad.
Yeah, at some point they're gonna have to acknowledge that his name is Madden. That's gonna have to come out.
That alone is worse, or not worse, but that's bad alone.
That is
naming your child Madden after the football John Madden, the video game, all that shit.
It's like if your son was named FIFA.
Yeah,
and
he's gonna be a soccer player.
You just kept calling him Baby Ronaldo. It's not too late to start.
Don't give me ideas. I can change his name now.
FIFA Marxen.
No, I wouldn't do that with my kids because I feel like I want him to be good at what he wants to do, and there's a bit of push that you probably have to do as a parent, right? You want to push them into things to make sure that they're following their passions and doing what's good for them, but you also don't want to force something upon them and predetermine what their life is going to be. They can choose what it is, and they can go on and live whatever they love to do. That's great. I don't want to push him to do anything. If he loves swimming, he can go be a swimmer. I hate swimming. If he wants to be a painter, good. Godspeed. If he wants to go be a farmer out in the fields, wouldn't recommend it, but
it's a hard life.
Don't know anything about it.
A rewarding one, I guess.
He can do whatever he wants, is my point. And I'll push him in the direction that he wants to go.
My other piece of bizarre news, and it doesn't require any follow-up, but your hero recently died. He passed away on Saturday.
Which one?
Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber's dead. Like I said,
I have read his manifesto a handful of times.
No follow-up. We don't want to get on a list. Do you have any closing thoughts, Elliott?
Yeah, I was kidding about the manifesto. Haven't read it. I've heard it's a long read, so I actually don't even know how to read, as we covered in the last episode. Anyways, treat your children with kindness. Treat everyone with kindness. And if you have regrets in your life, it's okay. Just keep moving forward. Keep pushing. Keep a positive attitude. And be the best you that you can be.
I'm just picturing you, Megan's asleep. You're like laying up in bed. You have like your phone, like the phone light, the backlight's like illuminating your face. And you have your AirPods on, and like if I kind of like snuck around and peeked on your shoulder, it would be you listening to like the Ted Kaczynski Manifesto audiobook, and that would be how you spend your.
I've checked; it's not on the app.